Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some EVE Online, and in today's video I want to start with some really good news because CCP has actually patched in a solution for one of the biggest problems I've been having with the new camera that CCP basically deployed from beta to TQ definitely right now. So the biggest issue I had with this is that we could no longer just track items by selecting them in the overview. I mean, there is a small tracking button that's added here where you could press C, you could select something else, you could press the C shortcut and track things that way. But I felt it was definitely not as good as the old camera where you could basically track everything that you selected automatically. And that has been changed, so that's some really damn good news. And in order to enable that, you have to go to the shortcut section. You have to take the second tab, which is combat, and then all the way down here you have toggle auto tracking. Now the standard shortcut should be a Shift C, but for me that opens the cargo hold of my ship, and so I put in Control Shift C. And if I press that, Control Shift C, there you go. You can see that the icon of the orbit camera actually changes. And now if I select the gate, there we go, centered around the gate, centered around the Fenrir that's coming in. And it's not that easy to see him actually. I can't even do a look at, so he's not here anymore. Here's a rattlesnake that is on grid. But I'm not, oh, he's actually warping straight towards me. So here is the tracking, well, while he's in warp, that's a little bit surprising. Oh yeah, the Fenrir is actually at 7,500 kilometers, still on grid, but he's actually on the 10 DS gate. Okay, pretty cool. We can of course also track the Strauss exemplar site, which we're going to take a look at in a moment. But this is definitely something that I've missed in the new camera, and now that this has been enabled, I'm really happy about this. One problem is that I still haven't found out how I can change the tracking position. So I know that there's a shortcut for that in navigation. Down here you've got tracking camera toggle tracking position mode, but if I press that, it just doesn't give me the small movable icon. I would like to set it a bit more to the right than at the center of my screen like this, but that still seems to be a little bit of a conflict, so that's a bit of a problem. Let's maybe quickly head over to the gate here, the 10 DS gate, so I can show you that it also works while you're in warp. So now if I take this one, I can still switch out. Oh, I'm actually landing a little bit too quickly. So there's the Fenrir. Here is, let's see, who else is here? A Nereus, who's back on my gate. They're goddamn playing tricks with me here because of two gates on the same grid. If I'm not mistaken, tracking someone that's actually taking off in warp no longer works that well. So you can't easily track their destinations anymore when, let's say, they're warping off to a planet or the sun or something like that. But at least this functionality is re-enabled. So let's maybe warp to another gate that's a bit of a longer warp, and then I can show you guys a little bit more that it does work the way we want it. So here I can track the Dividu gate once again. I can also go ahead and track the construction site close to the star, close to the sun here. So that works really well as well. I can go back to that gate, I can go to the Ivy gate, and then I'm actually landing on the Teshkat gate right here. So that works. That's some really good news. Of course, you can also track these Concorde ships and they move. But as I've said, setting the custom tracking position still gives me a little bit of a problem. Once I get that figured out, I'll definitely let you guys know. But this is already a major improvement to the camera, in my opinion. So let's head over here. Let's go take a look at the Strauss building site where the Upwell Consortium is building one of those prototype citadels, and they're actually on like a phase 2 of this building site here. So it looks really cool already, and I do want to fly in close to the building site to take a look at the scale of what is going to be the smallest citadel in the game. And looks who is on grid here as well. Johnny Pugh is doing exactly the same thing that I wanted to do. So we are going to fly towards the citadel as well, and just look at it. It looks really cool already. I absolutely love the billboards as well, where at the moment they are showing the winners of the lottery for the blueprint copies that were earned by contracting those research components. So that's really cool. I definitely hope that that becomes a part of the citadels, and maybe with a bit more customizability. Yeah, I definitely want some billboards on my citadel personally. And then let's maybe try and fly through this this tower part, this highest part of the citadel, zoom in closely on my interceptor and try to take a look at what's actually happening here. In the meantime, there's another Atron coming in, and there is Johnny Pugh's Stradios, who is also filming the citadel here. And there's even commercials for the skill extractor. So let's we are almost flying above the citadel itself, the construction site, and just look at it. It looks really big, quite massive. For the smallest citadel, this is definitely pretty impressive. It is meant to replace the bosses, but with a scale like this, I can see a corporation live in here, have a lot of ships, have a lot of goods in here. With some weapon systems, this could also definitely defend itself. Just look at how small my interceptor is compared to just the sheer mass of these towers here on top of the citadel itself. Looks really, really cool, and you can even fly very close to that billboard. Very nice stuff. Let's take a left over here, head to this part of the citadel, and let's see if anyone actually decides to warp out. That would be an interesting experiment to see if I can track someone in warp, but if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. And yeah, this is pretty damn cool. So this is only phase 2, but you can already start to see some of the details. We clearly have a lot of lights and activities, and here's Johnny Pugh in his Stradios, coming right next to me. And this is work in progress. Oh, a little bit of texture popping right here, but I'm sure that that's either a sign that they're working on that part or that it's going to be fixed before they're actually released. Of course, the planet in the background looks really cool as well. One thing maybe to keep in mind is that normally, if everything goes to plan, you'll be able to put these anywhere in space, just not like right next to a gate. There will be some limitations, but you could comprehensively put one of these, like 1 AU from a gate, that the gate and your citadel could be visible, or plenty of other interesting sites in the universe where you could plunk down one of these. So I think it's looking really cool, very promising, and I absolutely love the in-game preview that CCP is giving us here with these experimental building sites. I'm all for it. I'm working on my own citadel, and yeah, just doing all of the preparations, and I hope that we can get ours going as well. Sounds like an absolute plan to me. Let's maybe do a couple of jumps as well as I head back to show you guys that the tracking camera is actually functional in the way that I want it. So off we go. And so here again, I can still track all of this without too much trouble. I mean, the old bug that when you did like a 180 degrees, it did jitter a little bit, I think because it has to switch axis or something like that, but at least it's functional, and you get the old feeling back that you can actually look at something on your overview, get an idea of where it is just by selecting it, which I think is definitely a major improvement. So let's also do another jump here and see if someone follows us in, because it's one thing that I think was disabled, but I would like to see it for myself. That is to follow someone else that's in warp with the tracking camera, so that you know exactly what their destination was, or their likely destination, like which planet, the star, a stargate, or whatever. So let's see if we ever encounter anyone. Not here. You can see that the drifting of the camera can be a little bit annoying from time to time. That is definitely true. 15 in local. Am I far away from Amar? No, I'm not that far from Amar, so that could be a good test. Obviously, I've shown you guys what I already want to show, but I want to be sure if it works or not with tracking someone that goes into warp. Of course, I need to be on the right grid for that. Where is that guy? 12 kilometers? God damn it, too late. He was, well, no, he's approaching. So he's probably autopiloting, which is not a good idea. And if he had landed on this a bit more quickly, I would have waited. But since this is an incursion site as well, let's keep going and see if we can't find someone on grid that warps off. Not in this system, we're not just 3 people in local. So off to Mista. Again, you know, if you want to track something else, you can easily do that. Oh, this is drifter incursion as well. Critical drifter influx. And it's gone here. Nothing on the gate, so let's just keep going. We're just a few jumps off of Amar. That'll definitely give us the opportunity to see if the tracking still works or not. Off we go. And the zoom shouldn't reset after a jump, but yeah, it does. That's annoying. So maybe at some point I'm just going to have to clear all of my settings, but it would be nice, of course, if the zoom actually stayed the same even as I warp to a different system. So that is one thing that I would like to see fixed, and of course the fact that for some reason I can't change. Let's press, nope, Control Shift T still doesn't work. So for some reason I can't change the tracking position. That is pretty annoying. But now we are approaching Amar, so it should get better. Go, go, go. Murzi Gate, couple stations here. You do get, personally I feel like you get a better idea of what the system looks like just by quickly taking a look, tracking some of the other items that are on your overview. I absolutely loved that feature, and I was really sad to see that it was not enabled with the new camera. And so this person is landing, unfortunately. So that's not what we want yet. I'm sure if I go through the Amar gate, we'll see someone warp towards the station. So, nope, Heron is also on the gate, so he's gonna jump as well. If he even does, because he's not moving. So yeah, I will jump into Amar. So off we go, yeah. Then when I start turning the camera, I'm not that happy with the little bit of lag that we're seeing there, but I guess that we have to expect some drawbacks of this feature. Okay, so definitely we just saw someone jump through with me. So let's see if we can track the malediction. No, definitely I didn't have a chance to track him. Here's a prowler. Let's see. Oh, that one actually is going through the gate. Malediction is actually not warping. Here we get a Punisher that's landing. I'm able to track him. But now let us wait for someone to actually come through. Could be. If the Punisher was probably the Punisher. And otherwise, goddammit, then I'll go to the station so that we definitely know. Okay, that looks like a possible gate activation or not. Anyone coming from this side? No. Here's a prorator. Well, I can definitely still track him. So that did still work. All right. You know what? We're just going to go on the station itself. And I will see if we can track them. Maybe the bigger grids are what's making this feel so different from before the camera changes. I went straight into the beta camera, so I've missed this tracking feature for a very long time. But now let's say that I want to select who is likely to get out of here, and that could be trackable. Not that Phobos, right here, Arbitrator, is going to warp off, right? It's definitely undocking. It's now clearing the undock. I think you're far enough. Yeah, all right, here he goes. And yeah, I can track him to the gate. He went to the Bizeba gate, so that does seem to work pretty well with the settings like this. Here we've got, maybe let's try with something fast. Here's a Condor. He's now clearing the undock. And so you can imagine if you're tracking someone in PvP, you know, we could approach him. He's actually in warp already. No, there we go. We're now slowly approaching him. And let's see if he decides to warp off somewhere. Apparently not. Is he redocking? What the hell are you doing? Get an Imicus here. Yeah, he's warping, and you can clearly see which gate he goes through. So to me that seems to be working just like in old times. Here we've got a Purifier. Let's see if he decides to warp off here. Zoom in a little bit closer. Floppy Wabbit in the Purifier, and I can clearly follow you to the Ashab gate as well. So yeah, the tracking function is back, guys, and thanks to this, honestly, in PvP you'll have the ability to track your opponents even with the new camera enabled. Very nice that this is back in the game. As I said, I have some trouble with setting a custom position, which I would honestly prefer. Just a little bit to the right of my ship would be better, but it is working just like old times, and I'm really happy to see it back. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.